Once, in a quiet village nestled between green hills, lived an elderly woman named Malia. Her silver hair glowed in the morning sun, her face lined with years of life, but her eyes, they sparkled with a peace that words couldn't describe. People said she had a secret, a kind of inner light. Even though Malia had no family left, her husband passed long ago and she had no children, she was never bitter, never sad. She lived alone in a small cottage near a tall banyan tree, where she greeted villagers daily with a warm smile and kind words. Life in the village was not easy. Crops failed sometimes, people got sick, jobs were scarce, many families struggled just to put food on the table. One such person was a young woman named Lani. She had 2 small children, and her husband had left months ago to find work in the city. But no money had come, and no letters either. One rainy afternoon, Lani came to visit Malia. Her eyes were swollen from crying, her voice shaky. She said, "I don't know what to do anymore. I'm trying so hard, but I'm scared. What if he never comes back? What if he forgot us?" Malia gently placed her hand on Lani's and said, "My dear, let me ask you something. What are you expecting to happen?" Lani looked down, silent. "Something bad," she whispered, "because that's all I can imagine right now." Malia smiled softly and said, "When our minds are full of fear, it's like putting on glasses that only let us see the dark. But when we fill our thoughts with hope, suddenly, light starts to seep in." "But how can I hope when things are falling apart?" Lani asked, almost angry. Malia nodded, understanding. "Let me tell you a story," she said. "There was once a man who lost everything, his job, his family, even his will to live. One day, he sat by a river and cried out loud, 'Why is life so cruel to me?' An old traveler passed by and asked, 'Why are you crying?' 'I have nothing,' the man said. 'What reason do I have to smile?' The traveler looked around and replied, 'You have the river, the wind, the trees, the breath in your lungs. You're not empty, you're just looking in the wrong direction. Shift your gaze, and you'll see life is still with you.'" Lani listened, silent. Malia continued, "The man didn't suddenly become rich, but he stopped crying. He started noticing the sunrise again, the sound of birds, the taste of warm food, and something shifted inside him. It wasn't magic, it was mindset." Then she added, "Science tells us that positive thinking doesn't just feel good, it literally changes how our brain works. When we focus on hope, our body releases chemicals that help us stay strong, creative, and resilient. That's the energy we radiate, and that's the energy we attract." Lani's eyes softened. "So," Malia said gently, "if you start each day saying, 'Today might be hard, but I choose to believe something good can happen,' you will begin to walk with strength, not fear. Hope won't feed your children, but it will feed your spirit, and from there, solutions start to show up." Lani wiped her tears and said, "I'll try." "That's all it takes," Malia smiled. Weeks passed. Lani repeated that phrase every morning. She worked hard, she prayed, she smiled at her children even when it hurt. Then, one morning, a letter came. Her husband had found a stable job. Money was coming. He would be home soon. Overwhelmed, Lani ran to Malia's cottage. "He wrote back. He found work," she said, holding the letter with trembling hands. Malia just smiled and said, "You see, child, when you plant seeds of hope, the winds of life bring water. You gave life a reason to bless you." Soon, more people in the village began visiting Malia for guidance, and to each of them she shared the same timeless wisdom. What you think becomes what you feel, and what you feel becomes what you attract. Think good, feel good, live better,